Hello, and welcome to Appleton Engaged. I'm your host, Timber Smith, Special Assistant to the Mayor for Community, Culture, and Belonging.
And I'm Andy Anam, the Communications Director for the city.
And Appleton Engaged is a podcast that explores the many people, organizations, and resources that make our community a great place to live, work, and play. So whether you're a longtime resident or just getting to know Appleton, join us as we learn more about our community together.
Today we are here again with another special episode, and it's all about tackling cancer.
Is that a play on words?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Andy. Super nice. This week's guests are Jen Flannery-Bosin, organizer of East Tackles Cancer, and Stef Fude, another organizer of East Tackles Cancer. Hello, Jen. Hey, Steph. How are we doing today?
Doing well. Thanks.
Doing really well. Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, we're excited that we get the opportunity to have you and also to learn more about East Tackles Cancer. But before we get started, can you please tell us a little bit about yourselves and your association with Appleton and the surrounding Fox Cities region? Jen, can we start with you?
Sure. So I'm actually an Appleton East alumni. I graduated in the class of 97. And I first came back to East in 2004 and taught for a semester before I switched to some other districts. And then I've been back at Appleton East for 5 years now. I teach Spanish. I've taught Spanish for 20 years. And a couple of years ago, I also joined our Family and Consumer Sciences department. So now I teach Spanish, culinary arts, and our healthcare classes. I'm also the homecoming advisor and the graduation coordinator, and I work with our student section, the Patriot Pit. And then as of last year, I am now working on East Tackles Cancer after Steph twisted my arm long enough. So that's me.
I'm Stephanie Fude. I was also born and raised here in Appleton, Wisconsin. I am an Appleton North graduate of 2008. I've now been teaching at Appleton East for 11 years. I teach marketing and business classes. I run the school store, DECA, the website, social media, you name it. And I have been a part of East Tackles Cancer in a much smaller way back in 2016, but I really got more involved post-COVID.
I'm just going to say that you both sound like y'all got a lot going on.
Yes, we wear a couple hats.
Yeah, I think we both like to stay busy.
Just a few hats, just a few. Okay. At this time, can you please tell us about East Tackles Cancer?
Yeah, so East Tackles Cancer refers to Appleton East, obviously, and the tackles comes into play because it started as kind of a football initiative back in the day. So it started back in 2012 with our former East football coach, Pat Schwanke, and our former Appleton East Key Club advisor, Amy Loritz. At that point in time, each of them had been touched by cancer and wanted to do something for the people in their lives who fought cancer. So they came up with this concept and really founded the whole event for East Tackles Cancer. In that first year, back in 2012, they raised over $5,000 for the MAC Fund, which is the Midwest Athletes Against Childhood Cancer. So they had a pretty successful first year for just starting it. It has grown since then and has taken place every year except for in 2020 and 2021 with COVID. But each year they support a different cancer organization, charities like Make-A-Wish, the American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen. So it really has grown every year since 2012. Last year, when both Steph and I were a part of it together, we supported families of children with cancer and raised over $23,000. So it's really expanded over all these years. So East Tackles Cancer is coming up again this year. And this year we are supporting the Spearing's Cancer Foundation, which is a local organization that provides financial support, enhanced medical care, cancer research, all for families right here in the Fox Cities and throughout Wisconsin.
I really appreciate that you are connecting with things that truly benefit our local community and partner with organizations that have these local ties.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. It's a great way to keep the community all together, coming together for things like this.
So is it East High School only doing it, or is it a program other schools have also done in the Appleton area school district?
It is Appleton East who runs it. We've worked with other schools, like, for instance, last year was against Kimberly High School. So they helped with doing like 50-50 raffle and the Miracle Minute during the halftime. Their DECA chapter pitched in. And then this year, their game is against Appleton North High School, and they are taking an extra step, and they're actually going to be selling the shirts. We made shirts this year that have both of our helmets on it, and we have a little saying that says, "One town, one fight. East tackles cancer, North joins the battle." Sorry, I'm reading my shirt right now. But we'll be selling them at Appleton North. Like, their DECA students are getting in on that. And we're hoping that we can make an even larger impact since it is like a hometown rival. And then they're willing to, help on the night of with all of the extra events. So we're hoping to make the largest impact yet.
Well, I just want to say, Appleton Engaged listeners, just so you know, these shirts look fantastic. And I definitely want to get my hands on one of these shirts because they are pretty nice. Are there other things that are done with other organizations associated with the high school or with others? Well, I'm thinking student organizations that get in on this East Tackles Cancer, and how do they help?
Well, as far as community organizations, we do ask for community sponsors every year, and can't really see the back of my shirt right now, but it's full of sponsors that covered this year. They really come out in full force and help sponsor a lot of the T-shirts and other activities that take place. And then as far as students at East, DECA now has been our big student organization that does the bulk of the work. But we have other clubs and organizations. Our Key Club still always offers to help out. The football team helps out. They sell T-shirts. So we always get quite a bit of involvement from our Appleton students and staff and just kind of the community as a whole.
Who is DECA?
That's
hello.
Stef.
This is me.
Okay.
DECA, it's a marketing and business organization at our school. Yeah, and this is the community service portion of it that our students get involved in. Yeah, and the kids are awesome. They go above and beyond. We have a whole committee that helped fold shirts, help get all the sponsors, send out all the letters, reach out to the sponsors. Like, we really just show up for the kids to come. They're the ones who are actually leading the charge. They're reaching out to North. They're meeting with the principal there. They're sending the shirts over. It's awesome. The kids are what really makes it special, to me.
So can you elaborate more on the kind of money you get from the fundraising? What kind of do you support the hospitals? Do you support case by case? How the cancer support gets out?
So that's where each year we choose a different cancer organization. And that's, like I mentioned before,
Right.
Susan G. Komen, Make-A-Wish. Last year we supported families of children with cancer. And that was in honor of a little guy, Rylan Kautz. He's the son of one of our math teachers at East. And they were going through his battle with cancer. And that organization, Families of Children with Cancer, had really supported them. So that helped us make our decision in who to support last year. This year, the Spearing's Cancer Foundation, again, local. Their support stays local. And so we really wanted, it's a local community initiative to raise the funds. We wanted that support to go somewhere where those funds will come back and help people in the area.
And we actually found out about the organization because one of my DECA officers, her mom had battled breast cancer, and they had actually supported her family. Because I was like, does anyone know of a charity they'd like to donate? And she was like, oh, my mom. And so it was a really good way it was like a full circle. Like, they helped her, and now we're going to help them.
What I really appreciate about it is I don't think there's many of us out here who don't have some type of relationship with cancer, whether it's a battle we've personally had or someone close to us, someone we truly love, because it's so prevalent. It's out there. And this is such an awesome on-taking by our young people to try to create impact in our community firsthand.
Right, exactly. And that's just it. I mean, like I said earlier, Steph kind of had to twist my arm to get involved in this. But, the minute I did, I was all in, because it's so awesome to see the community come together, to see the sponsors, to see the donations, and then to see the kids. And one of my favorite parts of the night actually takes place at the end of the event after the football game, when the football players from both teams come together and they line our track holding candles, and we invite cancer survivors or caregivers or families to walk a lap on the track, and to see these two teams who were just battling it out on the field come together, and all of the kids that come together and give the opportunity for this survivor's lap. It's such a powerful thing. And it's really such a culminating moment to see the community has been doing all of these things, for the past couple of months, and now it all comes together in that moment at the end.
I can totally visualize the emotions. The emotions
Oh,
run
gosh,
high.
yes.
And that brings to my next question. Why don't you share a narrative to show the impact? We discussed earlier, like what kind of impact do you feel like every day it's happening with work you do. So I would love to have 2 stories from each one of you.
Well, I think, kind of like Timber said before, I think, again, everybody has been touched by cancer in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a personal struggle, family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, whatever. So I think it really is something that we all can relate to. And I think that seeing the way that the East Tackles cancer has grown every year, starting from that 5,000 raised in 2012 to 23,000 raised in 2024, overall that impact going to these organizations who are then supporting families, supporting medical research, we all can feel like we have a small part in fighting this battle.
And the impact I see since I've been in it for almost 10 years now is just the students like really taking it away. They all want to they are like so passionate about getting involved. They're like, can we do this? Can we do that? And it's like, of course, like sky's the limit. Like Jen was saying, like 5,000 to 23,000. We've raised over 175,000 total over the years. So I think that's a huge impact as well. And we're already on track to beat our $23,000 this year. So from last year. So we are really excited, and it's even more motivating. And I'm really excited to see North get in on it and hoping that it goes even further. I know my students too actually do a project on it, and they bring it to DECA State, which goes with all Wisconsin DECA, and we've done it for many years now. They've gotten first place, they've gotten second, and then they go to internationals, and they get to share it on an international level too. So it's fun to see them get to share this, 1-day event, well, months of events, with, the state, with the country. So it's really a big impact we get to see on the students as well.
And stuff like that, like Steph said, when they're going out to the state and going out, nationally and showing these other high school students, like, we did this really big thing that makes such a big impact. We raised all of this money. It just gives other people ideas for how to start something like this, at home.
Do you find that the students come back year after year while they're in high school to be part of this?
Oh, yeah.
Not even high school. I have my alumni messaging me like, can we help on the night of the event? I have like our committee from 2 years ago. We have like a text chain, and they're like, who wants to pitch in for a basket this year? And so it's not just like the current kids, it's the past kids. It's like my stepmom, it's a blanket every year. She's like super excited about it. There's parents that are like, can we donate? Can we get involved? So
Yep, who don't even have kids at the school anymore. They just know about it. And going back, so Amy Loritz, the former Key Club advisor who was part of founding this, still teaches at East, but Pat Schwanke, our former football coach, has been retired for a few years now, but he makes a point to still get back, every year and still keep up on what's happening with it. So it brings people back.
What other ways are there to donate other than monetarily?
So, well, yes, we start with the sponsorships every year. That's kind of, even before the last school year ended, had the kids kind of getting those letters, getting things ready for the sponsorships. So we start with that, and that's, again, how we print our shirts every year. And then, yes, like you mentioned, people can donate monetarily. We have a Venmo that'll be out there. They're welcome to just drop off donations at East. But what we get a lot of donations of are silent auction items and basket raffle items. I know at East alone, we have a lot of our department, our staff members who put together baskets. We get all sorts of raffle baskets. I mean, a wide variety of things. And then those silent auction items. People can also buy a shirt that, obviously adds to the fund. They attend the event, buying the tickets for the basket raffles. They have a chance to win something. Buying the silent auction tickets. We do a 50-50 raffle. We do a miracle minute, so there are a lot of ways that they can get involved, maybe win something, in return.
And they could also share the event on Facebook.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a big help too.
It is.
Spreading the word itself. But are there any upcoming initiatives or any legacy event where people can learn more about the cause?
We have some upcoming events. One of our big traditions for the last handful of years is we have a Lillian's. You might know the boutique downtown. We do a Lillian's night. It's on October 1st. You put in $10 and then you get 20% off of your order. And Cara, the owner, is just fabulous to work with. She actually extended it last year. So we were close to $1,000. She's like, we're getting to the $1,000. We're going to, run the event for the rest of the week. It's a great night. We put the shirts in the windows and we have snacks out for everyone. We invite the whole community to come out. It's a great time and just fun. A lot of the staff comes, and we've even had like the football players standing in the windows trying to get, people to come in. We also have a couple food nights, Jersey Mike's night on Calumet Street on September 30th. And then we're also going to be having a Tom's Drive-In also on Calumet Street, to be determined.
I like that these nights are centered around food. It's some of
I always
anyway.
think if you can save a night of cooking and support a good cause at the same time, it's a win-win.
Facts. Are there any volunteer opportunities?
So the majority of what we have, again, is covered by the students. They're anxious to get involved. They want to get involved. The alumni come back and want to be involved. So we really do have all the bases covered. But, again, we always welcome if people really want to help out and help us arrange raffle baskets ahead of the event or things like that. They're always welcome to contact us and we can see, where we can put them.
Well, let me expand that. Is there anything the community can do to be helpful as a whole?
I think kind of the stuff we previously mentioned, if they want to put some items together for a raffle basket, we have quite a few restaurants who are like, yeah, we'll give you a gift card, put it in with something, and, or sometimes they have actual items they want to donate. We, Bergstrom this year donated a signed Jordan Love football for our silent auction, things like that,
What?
So, oh yeah. So we've got, all sorts of different, businesses, families, groups in the community that reach out with those types of things.
Is there an opportunity for more partnerships? Could you use more partners from more of our different community organizations and businesses?
We can be creative, that's for sure. If anyone does want to partner, we have a tent that we pay for. We could get like tent sponsors. We could have, we can put signage up. We can be creative. If anyone really wants to, they can reach out to us and we can figure that out.
So the common theme here is, who can they reach out to?
Yes, and how?
So yep, they'd want to contact one of us. So again, either Stephanie Fude or Jen Flannery-Bosin. We're both reachable through Appleton East High School. That's pretty much the best way. If you contact Appleton East, they can either put you through to our voicemail or give you our email addresses. For anyone who doesn't work in education, educator email addresses are very long. So it's probably easiest to just contact East and then contact one of us through them.
Okay. Is there any additional information that you would like to share with the Appleton Engaged listeners at this time that maybe we didn't ask a question about?
So I think we kind of touched on how the event itself goes, but just to kind of run over, because if people are interested in attending the event, just kind of a layout of the full night. So it's for our football game when Appleton East plays Appleton North at Appleton East, and this year it's on October 10th. Prior to the start of the game, we have our tent open with all of those raffle baskets, with the silent auction items. We also have a table set up where people can make luminarias, so decorating the paper bags. And then again, during the game, we run the 50-50 raffle, we run the Miracle Minute, and people can continue to make those luminaries. And then it's immediately, as soon as the game is done, that's where, again, those football players grab candles, they line the track, and we take all of those luminaries, which is hundreds.
Yes, they're all stashed in my
Yes.
room. So if you've made one in the past, you could find it
They're
on
there.
the field still.
So those line the track, and then that's when we do that survivor's lap. And again, that's just such a powerful point in the night. I encourage everybody, if they come out to the event just because they're excited to win something or excited to chip in, stick around for that survivor's lap at the end, because it's just such a powerful moment.
That shows the power of teamwork. So now my next ask would be, who do you want to send your shout out to?
So I think we definitely have to shout out, again, Pat Schwanke and Amy Loritz. They founded this back in 2012, and without their vision and management of the event for so many years, it just would not be where it is today. So definitely to them. And then we also have to shout out our brand new football coach. Coach Jarius James just came to Appleton East this year, And even though he has so much to figure out with, new school, new football team, everything, when we approached him about this and how football is typically involved, he was all over it. So he jumped in, he came to meetings with us, he had all kinds of ideas. He got some sponsorships, and then he had his football players sell shirts, and they, in a week's time, sold over 600 T-shirts already. So he really, really got them.
600?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yep. It is. So, and we have to, sorry, I'll let Steph take over in a minute, but the Spearing's Cancer Foundation, again, it was kind of a no-brainer once we decided to work with them to, have that company, one of their side companies is printing the T-shirts, so we worked with them on that. They were amazing through that process. They are very, receptive to all of our ideas, and again, they keep all of it local, so we're really excited to be working with them.
And to continue on, I, of course, love to shout out all the Appleton East students. Like the football team, the players have been awesome, the DECA kids. We've got like the host, the NHS president has been a great help, as well as specifically Onki Kafer. He's been outstanding. He's our VP of Community Service, and he has reached out to the North principal, which we shout out North as well, their student body and their principal and their, the whole staff has been on board with everything, getting the silent auction, sending out the letters, everything. They're doing a lot, and I'm very proud of them. And then, of course, the East community, also our admin and staff that contributes to all of this. But really, the community came out in full force this year. We've beat our T-shirt sponsors by a few $1,000s this year. If you look at the back of our shirts, there's tons of sponsors. So they went above and beyond too, and can't thank them enough. We should also thank our facilities because they are the rock stars. They set up our tents, our tables. They bring it, set it up, take it down. They do so much for us, carry out all of our stuff. Yeah, they are the all-stars of our school.
Yep, it truly is, East community as a whole, from staff to parents to families to alumni to community businesses. It's very much a community-based event.
There's a lot of East pride glowing in this place right now. Well, Jen, Steph, at this time, on behalf of the Appleton Engaged listeners and the podcast, we want to just take a moment here and just say thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us. Thanks for the invitation.
All right, Appleton Engaged listeners, at this time, we're going to start wrapping up this episode. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for giving us your minds and ears. Thank you for caring about another amazing resource, creating an impact here in our community, making it a better place. Once again, I think we all have been touched by cancer in some kind of way. And the fact that our young people are leading with this and taking care of others who are going through challenging times just says so much about who we are as a community and who our future leaders are coming from this community. Appleton Engaged listeners, you already know one of our goals is to become the #1 podcast here in Northeast Wisconsin, and we can't do that without your help. So as you listen to this episode and you're thinking, why didn't you ask this? Why don't you do that? You should reach out to us and let us know, what do you think and how can we improve the show? Or if you are listening and you're thinking, I want to be a guest, or better yet, I know who would want to be a great guest, which is how we got these guests today. Please feel free to reach out to us and email us at belonging@appletonwi.org. Once again, that is belonging@appletonwi.gov.
Today, we had an excellent episode learning about all the young change makers of the community, and they are being supported by the community and their passionate educators. So please be creative and support them the way you can. You now know both of our guests, and just reach out to Appleton East and just learn how you can support them. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious, and stay engaged.